Greetings. Today I'm doing a video that doesn't actually involve me, although many months ago it would have involved me. So anyway, I got an email from Allstate Insurance Company. For those of you not in the United States, they handle car insurance and they handle house insurance. They probably insure some other things, but those are the two that I actually have coverage for. And it's been a pretty good relationship. Way over 20 years. As a matter of fact, I think it goes back into, well, the 90s. I think I've been with Allstate for a very long time. My parents, used Allstate. I went with the same company. Never had a problem. So anyhow, last week got an email that I thought was bad. I just thought it was a bad email. So I'm going to read it to you and then I'm going to talk to you about it. So the email comes in. And it begins, we are updating our late payment policy. Thank you for choosing Allstate to help protect what matters most. We want to let you know our late payment policy is being updated. Starting August 26, 2024, late fees will be applied 2 days after a missed payment. This helps us continue to offer the right protection at the right price. Here's what you need to know. In the future, if your payment is 2 days past the due date indicated on your bill, a late fee will be applied to your account. We know mistakes happen. If you should receive a late fee after 8/26/2024, we will automatically waive the first late fee as a one-time courtesy. Any additional late fees will not be waived. If the minimum amount due is not paid, a notice of cancellation may follow. To avoid late payments, consider enrolling in AutoPay if you have not already. Visit Allstate, blah, 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 to get started. Thank you for your on-time payments and for choosing Allstate. Now, here's the thing with Allstate. Allstate basically has always had what I consider a very liberal late payment thing. In essence, as long as you paid by the 15th of the month, then you were good. No problems whatsoever. You might get an email saying, we don't see your payment yet, whatever, but that was fine. After that, then you got a late fee and you needed to pay, the amount of your insurance payment by, just before the end of the month. Otherwise, you could have problems. So that's not so bad. There was a time, a short period of time where my income had changed when I was getting the money. So there was just no way I could pay it, which was actually the beginning of the month. So a couple of weeks later, I would have my money. I would send the payment. Everything was good. Well, now they're moving it to just before the month begins, and you have 2 days. Now, I'm in a better financial situation now, so I can make the payment on time. It's not going to affect me. But it's going to affect a whole lot of people. Who's it going to affect? As far as I know, it's going to affect people who are on Medicare and people who are, on disability, because you receive Social Security payments. Anyone who receives Social Security payments is going to be in trouble because Social Security does not pay you on the first of the month. Basically, they will pay you what they say is by the second Wednesday of a month. So if the first of a month happens to be on the first of that month, then you will at least get payment by the 8th. Now, they have set up something where will do some early payments. So initially when they had that kind of policy, they would pay it on the 6th. They would pay it on the Monday before, and that was good. These days, sometimes they will pay, a little earlier, but it's, it's the federal government. There's nothing you can do about that. So if you're still on your Social Security or you really need that to pay your bills, all your bills, well, you're not going to get it in time to be able to make a payment to Allstate. Just not going to happen. So me, being the Samaritan, I decided to call Allstate. So I get on the phone. I get this guy on the phone, and I say, I just want to know, are you guys looking to get rid of elderly patients, people who are on Social Security, people who are on disability? He says, well, no. I said, well, I got this letter, and I see that you guys have changed when you're going to have, the payment needs to be done, and it has to be done within 2 days. He says, well, yep, they're doing that. And I said, well, and I told him the thing about being on Social Security, how that's not going to work. And he said, well, all you have to do is go in and get on auto pay, and then you get to change the date around. I said, that's not in the letter. He says, well, it's got to be in the letter. I said, I got the letter. So I read the entire letter to him. And I can't see him because obviously I'm talking on the phone, but I could, in my mind, I could see him. He says, well, that's not really accurate. That's got to be scary. I said, yes, how about that? He says, no, what happens is that if someone goes in on auto pay, they get to select the date, as long as it's auto pay, that they want the payment to be taken out of their account. And as long as they sign up for that, then they should be good. I said, well, that's different than what this letter says. That might work for some people. What are you going to do about it? He says, well, I definitely am going to bring it up with the office manager here. And I know that they've got some big meeting at the end of the month, which is, I guess, Friday. And he said, I'm going to mention this because that's terrible. That's got to be scary. I said, yeah, it is. I said, luckily I'm in a financial position where I can pay my bill, earlier because, I do a monthly, bill payment thing. I, list everything so that I just pay everything on the same day. Well, we're going to see what happens. I thought I would hear back from the manager because I've talked to him in the past about different things. I thought that maybe, I'll get some kind of letter, or they'll get a follow-up letter for everybody telling them that they messed up on the first one. I hope they'd own up to the fact that they messed up. They probably won't. But, it's just one of those kind of things where you have people who decide at random, you know what, this is what we want to do. We want to get our money earlier. If people are always falling behind, we're going to, get them out of our program. We're going to move on from life. Basically what State Farm has done to Florida and flood insurance. No, y'all got too many floods. We don't want to deal with you anymore. I think they have some of that same problem in California, although the last couple of years they haven't had to deal with the wildfires. So you just never know. But, that's tough. That is just a tough thing. And to totally eliminate a whole group of people, even if you're not really doing it, but that's the projection, bad optics. So if you're on Allstate and you're on disability or you're getting Social Security and you get that letter, just know that Mitchell called, spoke to a local representative who said he's going to pass it on. And let's see what happens. But it wouldn't hurt if any of y'all get the letter or got the email, pick up the phone, make a phone call, fuss a little bit, because that's just unconscionable if you ask me. Now, like I said, if the guy is accurate and you can actually, change your date so that now you can make sure that you've got that check that's been deposited into your account so that you can now pay your bill. If that's not the reality, boy, I just don't want to even think about having to change insurance after all these decades that I've been with the company and my parents were with the company. I don't want to think about it. I hope it doesn't come to pass. Anyway, my name is Mitch Mitchell. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you got the email. Let me know what you think of what I've just told you here. And that's it. Y'all take care.